Good morning, everyone. So today we're going to talk about the proper ways to bag and board your comics.
Okay, so we have this awesome Wonder Woman comic here, and it is in really, really amazing condition, and we really want to be able to maintain the quality of this book and preserve it from the elements and things like that. So what we're going to need is a board like this and a comic bag. So a comic board has usually like two sides. So we have this side here, which is a glossy, it's got kind of like a more of a shine, and then this one is the matte back. And if you look really close to the edges, you're not really going to be able to see here, but there is kind of like a curve on the front, and then it's kind of pushed up slightly on the back, and that's because of where and how they cut the paper in the manufacturing process. But the glossy side is the side that you want facing the comic. It's the one that's going to be behind, and it's going to sit on the back of the comic to help it so it will not get bent on the corners, and also that it will not get bent in any other way. And you want the glossy side up because it's been treated so there isn't chemical transfer, and that it will not put the ink from the comic to transfer over onto the paper. So it's the one that's designed in order to be able to preserve the comic itself. So with the bag, you have two sides to the bag. You have a side where you have the bag goes up a little bit farther. That's going to be the front. And then you have one that's shorter, and that is going to be the back. So you just slide the bag in. And again, I had the glossy that's up. The matte is now on the back. Then what you do is you just slide your book in. And that is how you bag your comic. Now, last thing, and I actually have a video where I talk about my taping process and why I tape comics the way that I do. But I go in and I put two pieces of tape, nothing too fancy here, on either side. And that way, I don't have, when I slide them in and out of bags, I don't get too much of these getting folded up to damage the bag, as well as it blocks a good amount of air and particulates in order to be able to keep the comic safe from the elements and those types of things. So that is the proper way to bag and board your comics.